It's not a podcast.
It's a GarCast.
And this is the world according to Gar.
Hello and welcome to the world according to Gar. You are listening to a special birthday podcast. This is GarCast episode number 279. I am Gar, and with me, as always, is the birthday GarFather.
Gar! It's not a podcast. It's a GarCast.
So true. And a birthday. Is that the birthday hat? Is that the new type of birthday hat?
Yeah, so whoever's birthday it is in my family, you have to wear this hat wherever you go on your birthday. Just started it today.
Oh. I'm sure the kids will. Actually, you know what? Cowboy up is in fashion, so maybe not so bad.
The next
10
family
years ago,
birthday. Yeah.
Probably not.
Next family birthday is not till July, so I have a lot of time to sell it.
Oh. I would do well on eBay with that thing.
No, sell it to the family to wear it.
Oh,
on
that
their
kind of
birthday.
Did it come with the new car? Was that like maybe left in the back seat or?
No, this is from the Philippines. This is the hat I negotiated for.
Ooh.
For like 150 pesos at the original Spanish fort in Manila.
Sounds like a really good deal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, welcome. I hope you're having a great birthday so far.
So far, so good. No better place to spend it.
Excellent. Yeah. Anybody would want to spend this with our special guest this week, DenBob.
Hello. And what was the original price of the hat?
I honestly forget what the original was and what I actually paid for it, but I did negotiate, which I hate doing.
Yeah, I knew you do.
I believe I got it for... I tried to always get everything for half of what they originally asked.
So did you go in and straight with the half and be like, that's my final offer? Or did you go below the half, figuring that you'd meet in the middle?
What do you think?
I don't know.
How does negotiations work?
It depends. It depends on who has the upper hand.
Yeah, he had the upper hand because I was in the Philippines. I had no idea what the hell was going on.
You could have walked away.
Yeah. But I was hot. It was 100 degrees and my head was burning.
Yeah, if you go too low, they kind of like just totally dismiss you. They're like, come on.
It makes you look taller. I should get one of those.
I mean, you should get one of those, like a big, tall top hat.
The tall one, yeah.
Didn't they have a happy small person throwing day recently or something like that? Congratulations. Happy throw day to you, DenBob.
Did you get tossed?
Appreciate that. No, I should have either gone to see Guar or BMO.
A video of BMO picking you up by the neck and your belt and swinging you through his backyard would be... I would pay a lot of money to see that.
Well, no, I mean, he and Guar could have a catch. They could have, flung me back and forth.
Yeah, that's true.
Guar's
could do it with
BMO this week.
One arm he could do that with.
Guar's getting kind of small.
Yeah,
his arms
he
are
might
still
not be
big,
able to
though,
throw
right?
me around anymore.
His arms are
strong.
big. Yeah,
he's always strong
as an ox. He's a vampire, dude.
Yeah, I guess. But like some of the... Now that you put the episodes on YouTube, I was going back. And I know Guar looks skinny, but when you go back and look at like Guar a year ago or 2 years ago, man, he's been working out. He's looking good.
That's cool.
He's half a Guar.
Love that journey. That's an amazing journey.
It is great.
Yes.
It is great. Although he's starting to deal with foot problems now, right? So.
Yep, that's what happens when you run.
Yep. The checks
That's
and
why I
balances.
subscribe to my book. My body's like brand new. No, not really. Really.
Thanks to your back doctor?
I had to see him this week.
Gotta go.
I got a cortisone shot, which is like a reset button for the body.
Is it?
So amazing.
Never had one.
You should have probably gotten one in the Achilles instead of the natural stem cells.
He told me. I remember the doctor saying, like, you don't do it for the Achilles. It doesn't work. I don't know why.
This was awesome. The visit was fantastic. I usually don't see BMO in a professional setting.
Did you pretend to be a colleague when you went in again, or you just go straight in as
He did
DenBob?
bring it up. He did bring it up with sort of a smirk in front of. They have like a scribe, a note taker.
Yes.
And he's like, "And Dennis, what do you do for a living?" And I jumped right in, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm a pathologist." He said, "Oh, where did you go to school?" You know, it was we played it up. It was fun.
He fed into this fantasy
I mean,
of yours.
he obviously knew that I was not a pathologist. I didn't even know the name of the muscle that I injured. Yeah. I was so far removed from being an actual doctor, but it was a fun interaction.
I bet.
I was explaining to him how it hurt, and I'm like, "Look, take a golf swing," and I'm doing the rotation. I'm like, "It hurts here," and he's doing it. I'm like, "No, you're doing it wrong. You got to come back. You're a righty." It was funny.
Do you think he would rather see your dad or you at this point?
Oh, it's a tie worst. Tie for the worst. I don't know.
Tie for the worst.
Me because I am a really good patient. Like, I really appreciate the service.
And you trust what he's saying, where your dad maybe didn't trust him?
I do. I'm a really good patient like that, and I'm appreciative. So, like, I texted him that I was taking golf swings in the middle of Dick's Sporting Goods,
nice.
And I appreciated how my back was so good. So I think that's nice. He wants to hear stuff like that.
Because your dad needs to build that trust with him, right? So he's going to question him and quiz him. So
he just complains. He thinks that he got surgery, but he thought that was going to make him younger. All it really did was fix his back.
He also gave him a cane to hit you with. Which I recall from the graduation ceremony.
He's a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't really need the cane. He's kind of borderline, so he just makes use of it in whatever way he can.
Does he still use it? Like carry it anyway, I mean?
No.
All right.
Only when he's feeling sick, and it really isn't because of his back. It's because he's feeling sick.
I thought he liked having it just to hit you or whoever, right? Kind of like Dumb and Dumber.
Who do you think's more similar? Boss, you and your father, or Gar and your father?
Well, you guys don't really know my dad, other than the fact that he got solar panels because of some hot chick.
That is not what I just asked you.
Who's more similar?
Yeah. I asked Bosco, are you more similar to your father, or is Gar more similar to your father?
Oh, his father.
You got to start listening. That's twice on this episode.
That's usually my job to not listen.
Yeah.
It's like
That's a very confusing
episode.
Statement. I'm gonna plead.
Well, who are the two? Who has an EV?
Both.
Oh, maybe everybody.
Both.
Who's a curmudgeon?
Both.
Saying.
I love his
Very
dad.
close.
Who gets annoyed by Bosco sometimes? By Dennis?
Both. I see where you're going with this. Gar is like a surrogate to me. Whatever affection I don't get from my father, I try to get from Gar.
I think it's good that we talk about your father here so that Gar can reflect on, all right, I don't want to end up down there. Not that your dad's a terrible person.
His dad's an amazing person.
Maybe you do want to become him. Okay.
I fell in love with his dad the minute I met him.
There it is. We're on to something here.
And the more he kind of like, he did, he tested little by little to see how much I could tolerate. He's like, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if I should tell you or not, but I'm going to tell you this. And it was some ridiculous thing. I'm like, I love that. He's like, oh, okay. And then he would step it up again with something even more ridiculous.
There it is. Nailed it.
Love it.
Found Gar's idol. This is good. This is good. I like it. Next thing you know, Bosco's going to get solar panels on his house, and he'll be idolizing your father.
I'm telling you, I'm going there. I'll be getting the Tesla.
Yeah, good for you.
Gar and enlightened me to a deal that is just so good out there that for me to pass it up would just be irresponsible. You can't not buy it with the deal that's out there today.
Should everyone just get one, even if they don't need a car?
Well, I mean, I want them to wait until I get it so that it doesn't run out, because they should. What they're throwing out there is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I was, not that I didn't believe you guys, but I was with my car guy the other night, and he has a Tesla. He has many cars, but and I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, except I was an idiot.
Yeah.
And got it 2 years ago. He's basically like, I lost 20 grand.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much they're giving them away.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Said he paid $20,000 over what he would pay now.
They roll through specials. Some people actually that were early adapters actually have the free superchargers for life, which is pretty cool. So it's hit and miss.
Well, he's in the business, and he's like, "You'd think I wouldn't get hosed? I got hosed."
Yeah, but how do you don't know that they're going to be 0% financing in 2 years?
He didn't know.
I'm even more sure that I want a Tesla after the Tesla drive that I went with Gar last night.
So I took DenBob for a test drive last evening. Yesterday was my last day with the full self-driving for free. It expires today because I got 30
Did you go
days.
and check today if it's working or not? Like, you think they're gonna remember to shut
It
it
might
off?
be off because of DenBob. I'll let him tell his story.
We got in a little trouble.
Oh shit!
So the rule is you need to be paying attention. I wanted a test. I like to bend the rule. I'm a rule follower, but I also like to see where the edges are.
So
I
he
thought
let you sat behind the wheel?
Yeah.
Gar let me sit behind the wheel.
You know, you
It
could have
was
just
like
gone to
student
Tesla.
driving.
He's doing
And go
that this
for it.
weekend. He's doing that this weekend, but I'm more fun. I'm more like his dad.
Well, you do. That's why he likes you.
Yeah.
Now
I
we
said,
know.
all right, let's try and have a thumb wrestle while we're driving. And it's self-driving. And we
If I
immediately
drove
got in trouble.
by a Tesla, I tend to look in the Teslas to see if people have their hands on the wheel, and saw two fools like you guys thumb wrestling. I would have been waiting for you to make out at the red light.
We did.
Get out?
We're gonna have a test of
No, make it out.
videos. So we took a series of videos during the test drive. I think somebody with moderate editing capabilities can make a really funny thing to put out on YouTube. So hopefully
Challenge.
one of the two of us has moderate video editing capabilities.
All right. But
I think
what'd you
it'd be
think, Bosco?
I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
So, well, the thumb
Um,
wrestling, it noticed that he was not paying attention. And after repeated warnings before that he wasn't paying attention because he was texting and shit, it turned off and said, you have now used a strike. It's turned off
Yeah.
for this drive. And then when we went to drive again, it said, you can only do this like 3 more times and you'll never be able to use this again.
And that's it.
All right.
It's
Can
like
we
a
dive into
technology.
that? So, you know how I feel like, you know, there's other people that can control you now. The Tesla's a dangerous thing. Conspiracy theories. This thing knows if you're thumb wrestling? Like, what the hell is
Well,
watching you?
so there's a camera over the rear view mirror.
Yeah, who's on the other end of that camera?
Elon?
100%. Well, see, here's what I think about that, though. They're going to watch me for a while, then get so bored with what they see that they're going to move on to other people.
They're not watching you.
I didn't know
They
it did that. That's a number one reason not to get one.
So it used to do where you had to keep your hand on the steering wheel and move it like every 2 to 3 minutes.
That's what I thought it had.
They just did an upgrade in the last month where now it goes off visual, so you don't have to touch the steering wheel, which is actually it is much better.
But what is it looking at to know you're not paying attention? That your
It
eyes
sees
are
your
off the road?
eyes. So like if
They
I'm
don't tell you.
no,
They don't tell you.
Yeah, you know they tell you if you read the
It's scanning your
Look at
release.
your eyes.
You release the notes, it sees your eyes. So like
Wow.
when I'll talk about the trip later, but when I was doing the driving on the trip, if I looked at the screen too long to play a song, it would give me an alert. Hey, you're not paying attention.
So you can't
idea.
use this feature with sunglasses on? What if it's sunny out?
Nope. The new latest update improved it so you can wear hats, sunglasses, and stuff
I mean,
like that.
not for nothing, I have an idea.
Go
What
ahead.
if we hung a little picture of a face
Mhm.
in front of your face,
Mhm.
and then you could like do whatever you want, but it's going to be looking at the
Well, you know
picture of
those
the
like
face.
glasses you can get, those joke glasses with eyeballs on them. You know.
And the only reason they're doing this is because of the government, right? When the Teslas first came out, Elon was telling people you play. I remember on Rogan, like you can play
Yeah.
games on your Tesla, play solitaire. and
Guess
stuff
what
like
else
that,
Guess what else the government's going to use those cameras for?
to kill people.
You guys are out of your mind.
I'm subscribed. I'm in. And I had so it's so much better than the EV that I drove the Lyric on my trip to Penn State over the weekend.
The Cadillac.
So the reason I wanted to do the Lyric was because it was supposed to have this thing called Super Cruise, which is the equivalent to the Tesla's autopilot. I mean, it doesn't navigate for you, but it'll steer for you and it'll do this. So I did all the prep work coming up to the week of how to use an EV on a long trip, because it's not like filling gas. You got to actually plan. Where am I going to fill up? How much am I going to have when I get there? Where am I going to fill up when
Depends
I get
which car
there?
you have. You might not have to plan with the Tesla. It'll tell you. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, so the Cadillac has an app too, and we set our route.
Yep.
And I'm like, we're going from here, then we're going to go to Blake's Lee, then we're going to go to Mill, and I'm going to be topped off when I get there, and then I'll worry about getting home when we get home. There's a Cracker Barrel that has a Tesla Superstation, so I charge, I get breakfast.
How many miles are you getting on a full charge? Do you know?
300.
Okay, that's decent. And recommended, I would assume, is also 80/20s with them?
Yeah.
Like go to
Yeah.
80. If you do a long trip, go to
80%,
100.
but I put it at 100%.
On trips, you should.
You give me 100%, I'm taking 100%.
Yep.
Don't tell me, oh, you have 100%, but you should only use it. That's crap. I use the whole thing. If it's not good
Well,
for
it's
the
not
battery,
your car.
well,
Of
let's
course you
that.
do. Go ahead.
That's true. So on the way down, I had it all mapped out. Colleen is in the passenger seat, and she's like, so we leave at like 4 o'clock, ridiculous traffic. I mean, it's just the worst time on earth to leave from Long Island to go west.
Why do you guys always do that?
Well, Colleen has a job, and if we left without her going to work, it would have cost us her vacation day.
No, but you always tend to like leave at the wrong time. It seems
But
like
that's
a
what I'm
common
saying.
occurrence.
I wasn't going to leave on Saturday. I was going to
Mhm.
leave on Friday. I didn't want to leave at 9 o'clock at night.
Maybe you should.
After this, I might as well should have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
3 hours to the George Washington Bridge. It was
Oh my
torture.
God.
It was
Yeah, that's not
horrible.
worth. That's not worth it at all.
It wasn't worth it at all. But anyway, so I'm like, all right, we're on our way. And she's like, you know what? Let's not stop where you wanted to stop. I went on my phone and I found another Tesla charging station at the outlets in the Poconos. Let's stop there. I'll shop while you charge. So I'm like, all right, why not?
It's a great
Very
idea.
easy. Right off of Route 80. Used to be called the Crossings. I don't know what it's called now.
It's right near the crossings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I think it might have been the crossings.
Still called the Cross. I remember they
It was
built
either
a
that
house.
one or the next
They
one.
had a Pocono house right there.
So I'm like, okay, fine. I was prepared for Blakesley, but look at me being flexible, me accommodating. We pull into this huge set of outlets. She's like, how about you drop me off, then you fill up, and I'll let you know where I am.
Do you call it filling up?
What's
He
that?
is. He is.
Do you call it filling up like gasoline? What would you
I
call
did.
it?
He called it fill
know.
up, top off. He's going with all the old.
Oh, but
gas
what do
terms.
the EV people call it? What's the right way to go?
We don't know. We haven't really.
Oh, you know.
I don't know.
You're up.
He
on
doesn't
these
want to
things.
let us in the club.
I have
Mike.
no
He doesn't
idea.
want to let us in.
All right, so you're filling up.
Not quite. So I pull
Uh-huh.
into this thing. It's like 7 o'clock. I've been driving for 3 hours. I plug the thing in. Nothing. Nothing. Error code. Error code 302.
Uh-oh.
Unplug, replug. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
Now, I did practice charging the night before. I went with Matthew to the Smith Haven Mall. I practiced, so I knew how to do it.
Smart.
But this time it wasn't working. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? So I called Matthew for tech support. So he's home, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I did this. I pushed the button. I called up the app. He's like, all right, FaceTime, screen share.
Oh, boy.
And so now I'm trying to FaceTime and screen share, but it won't because the car took over the phone. You can't screen share FaceTime if the phone is Bluetooth.
Well,
to
just
the
turn
car.
off Bluetooth. That's easy.
That's a funny question. It didn't work.
What?
It was like AI had a mind of its own. Bluetooth was off. His voice was still coming out of the car. So we're like, all right. So 20 minutes of trying to charge, unplug, replug.
Oh.
Like the 30th time that I tried
Well,
it.
Colleen's in there just swiping
Colleen's
credit
calling
cards.
me, I'm hungry. I
Boom,
want to eat.
boom. Christmas shopping's done. She's got a hot pretzel from Aunt Annie's. She's
Aunt Annie's was
cinnamon. She's got
closed.
cinnamon all over her face.
No. So Matt's like, all right, so tell me exactly what you did. I'm like, well, we were supposed to stop in Blakesley. He's like, why didn't you go to Blakesley? I'm like, Colleen found this other place. He's like, how did she find the place?
Oh, no.
He's like, you can only find Tesla's charging stations that are compatible if you use the Cadillac app. You can't. So, like, my planning
God.
worked.
See, this is not easy out there in the EV world.
No. So I'm like, I call Colleen.
Well, it's
I'm like,
easy
we got
if
an
you
issue.
follow the rules.
I'm like, we got an issue.
I thought
We
you
gotta go
hated
to-
rules.
We got to go to Blakesley. She's like, I can't go to Blakesley.
This would be
gotta
like, oh,
eat
I got a
now."
Honda. I can only go to Texaco's.
She said, I can't go to Blakesley yet. I need to eat now.
Yeah, well, tell her to get a pretzel.
Nope, Annie's was closed. The only place that was open.
There's a
in
good
the outlet-
brewery. There's a good brewery right there, right nearby.
Big Chicken. We had to go to Big Chicken.
Okay.
Shaquille O'Neal's chicken place.
That's nothing wrong
You
with that.
felt like you were back at UBS.
And they don't have any giddy up.
What do you mean?
I mean,
Oh.
we ordered chicken nuggets.
Their
Get me
pace-
the.
Their pace of play was slow.
Oh my God, these people are not motivated people. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little hungry too. We just were 3 hours. I'm frustrated and I'm anxious now. Like, what the hell if that wasn't the problem? And I'm gonna be stuck in the middle of Pennsylvania with this stupid EV.
You could have got
And this guy's just
you could have You could have got one of those hotels with like the champagne hot tub in it or something. You had to shack up. It would have been awesome.
I wanted to jump over the counter. Hurry it up! It's just nuggets. Get me the chicken nuggets. So
Nuggets.
it was like 15 minutes sitting in Big Chicken, and I was crawling out of my skin. So it was just awful. But then I got back into EV. I went to Blakesley. That was the problem. But now I wasted 15 minutes. It was like unproductive charging time. I had to go sit in the Wawa for like 20 minutes while it charged.
Love a Wawa. You should have got a quesadilla in the Wawa. Those are the best. You make them you order what you want on them. So good.
Big line, and again, the pace of
You go to the iPad and you type in what you want.
There's somebody that's making it, and they're not Russian.
All right.
No,
the Russians don't live in the Poconos.
But after that, it was good. We had a good experience after that. No Super Cruise.
You learned a lesson.
Blakesley is
And no
lovely.
Super Cruise.
No Super Cruise. I did learn that morning that his model was the only model of all models that does not have Super Cruise.
What a
So I
disaster.
did this whole thing. It was an adventure. It was fun.
He's made some mistakes with this car. He doesn't have Super
it was
Cruise.
fine.
He can't get a charger at home. He's
I don't even think that he knows he bought an EV. He just bought a Cadillac that he liked the look
I'll
of.
tell you what he's excited. He's excited about the deal that he got.
yeah.
And it was a deal. We usually don't talk numbers. The car is a really expensive car. He's paying like $350 a month for a lease.
Where'd you go to O'Rourke?
Yeah.
$350 a month.
Yeah, it's like a $50,000 car, $48,000 car.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no. I think my dad would get along with your guy, your
Yeah.
broker guy. They talk cars, deals, savings. They'd be
Crazy.
really good.
All right.
Maybe we should have him over sometime.
Eddie. Yes, I did spend a lot of, still stay on the car topic. So Sunday, like at 8:30, my car guy's calling me. Now he's, you never hear from him on a Friday night or a Saturday, but Sunday, he's available. He's a great dude. He's Orthodox Jewish. So like if that sun's going down on Friday,
Good.
he's gone. But anyway, he's like, hey, Mike, I'm going to get the car on Tuesday. Can you take it on Tuesday? I'm like, sure. And now he'll either usually he'll bring it to the house or I'll go get it or whatever. I'm like, all right, let's work it out. So then Tuesday, I don't hear from him. Now he's great, but he's like all over the place. But once you get a hold
you
of
have
him.
to be.
Yeah.
To be that kind of guy, you got to be all
Yeah.
over.
So
You're dealing
Tuesday, I
with
text him at
ADD.
like 11. I'm like, what's your schedule looking like? He's like, call me. I call him. That was like, and then like 2 hours later, he's like, call me. I call him 1 o'clock. Mike, I'm in Brooklyn. I'm dropping off a car now. What if I have my guy come to your house and get your old car now, and then we'll bring the car over later? I'm like, yeah, I guess I could. I'm like, wait a minute. I got to get the kids at school at 3. What time are we talking here? I got to bring them to swimming at 4. All right, that's not going to work. All right. Let me get to my office and I'll call you. I don't hear from him. I drop Riley at swim. It's 10 to 4. I text him again. He's like, I'm on my way to Seacliff, dropping off a car, and then I got to go to Patchogue and get a car and bring it back to Seacliff. So it's going to be a couple hours. I'm like, a couple hours? I'm like, that's going to take like 5 hours.
It's going to be past Gar's bedtime.
So now it's also Nancy's birthday, and I'm like, I got to go out to dinner.
Good gift.
Yeah. So, yeah. Long story short, I thought for sure as soon as we got to dinner, he'd call me and be like, I'm coming now. He didn't. Went to dinner. I'm now giving up on him. We're home. It's like 8:40. I sit on the couch. He calls. He's like, hey, I'll be at my office in like 30 minutes. Can you meet me there? I'm like, can we just do it in the morning? And he's like, well, I might have to go to the chiropractor. I'm like, you know what? Fine. He's in Valley Stream. It's like 17 minutes away. So I got there at like 20 after 9. And then it's like, it's late. The car's there. It's beautiful. Now I'm like, we're talking. He's showing me pictures of his kids. He showed me a video of him racing his Tesla at the track in New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Whatever. I was home. It was an hour round trip, and I got the car. So that's great. I didn't post a picture of it yet. I will.
Congratulations. Yeah, please do.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Looking for a pick.
It's nice. Pretty much the same. We had a 2022. This is a 2025.
A
Pilot,
lot
right?
more bells and whistles.
No. The Odyssey minivan.
Odyssey, right.
They didn't add too much. The only thing that's different is the 2022 was super annoying. The USB plug, to go onto Apple CarPlay was in the compartment in between the two captain's chairs. It was so annoying to run a cord in there. Now it's out here like below the radio. And there's one for the new chargers too, which all the girls have, like that new cord.
Yep.
And it has the wireless charger.
Yeah.
You just sit it on the box next to you in the phone, so you don't even need the cord. And it's got the Bluetooth Apple CarPlay, which
wireless
is awesome.
CarPlay,
so no more cords, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then a couple of like the dash is different. That there's no more speedometer, which the old one still had. Now it's just like it's cool. It's like I don't know if the Tesla has the same thing. It's like a digital view that looks like an old school speedometer.
There is no.
There's nothing on the Tesla.
There's no dash on the Tesla. Yeah. It's all on the computer monitor.
It tells you in your brain how fast you go.
For
your eyeballs.
It's a good way to get them to buy into Neuralink. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, all good.
Excellent.
All good in the hood.
Excellent.
Yep.
I did my trip to New Hampshire. Well, I went to UMass, University of New Hampshire, University of Rhode Island over the weekend. My EV experience was better than DenBob's. I did plan it just out of curiosity, but with the Tesla, when you put in a location, if you can't get there on the charge, it will tell you where you should go stop at a Tesla charging station to charge, which is pretty nice. And they have a really big network.
Don't stop at this one. The car is going to die.
Yeah. Christine was a little worried. She's like, what if we don't charge? Are we going to be fine? I'm like, we're fine. And the schools themselves, like UMass was really nice. University of New Hampshire was gorgeous, and it was like peak fall there, so the leaves looked amazing. Rhode Island was really nice. On the way back after Rhode Island, we stopped at the Mystic Seaport where they had like an outdoor like fall festival, all these vendors and all that shit.
So Mystic's lovely.
I charged there while the girls were shopping, moved the car. We went and finished our shopping. And because of that stop, the drive home was getting like ridiculous. It should have been maybe 3 hours, and now it was jumping to 4.5 hours. Wow. It's like, oh no, but whatever. So I was wondering, like, I'm wondering if you're in the car longer, if that means the battery's going to drain more. But the battery charge that it said I was going to get when I get home never changed. So it was what it was. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I used the full self-drive on the way home.
Nice.
It was great. I mean, I used it on the way up and down. In regular highway, it's fine. It shines when you're in traffic. Like when you know that Connecticut traffic trying to get back around down to Long Island. It was just great. Relaxed a lot. Christine's like, you're not even driving. I'm like, I'm driving. I'm watching the road. Otherwise, it would yell at me.
Otherwise, you'd get in trouble.
Yeah. So that definitely is a nice thing to have on trips, I would say.
Cool.
So, and you can get it for monthly, like DenBob and I were saying. So like,
so if you're gonna go on a trip, you just add it.
Yeah.
That's the win of the whole thing.
Move. That's the move.
Yeah, I think it's like $100 a month payment, right? So
yeah, if you're taking any trip, you absolutely add it.
Yeah. And honestly, now, so mine expires today. I will see what the standard cruise is like, which I think is still very good. Like if you're on the highway, it will just stay on the highway. It's basically doing the same thing. It just won't make turns and stuff for you anymore. So I actually think for me, it really would be fine. I don't think I even need the full self-drive. But we'll see. Now I'll not have it and see what it's like.
It's cool.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Beautiful schools. College applications are due next week.
Oh yeah, give us a brief little what you liked or disliked about each school, please.
Rank the student tours.
I liked all. No, we did our own self-guided tours.
Start one at a time. Go ahead. What's the first one? Go.
UMass. Been there before with
Amherst,
the boys.
UMass Amherst. My worst rugby injury that I ever had was there.
Really?
Yep. And luckily, it was just a broken ass. I broke my ass.
I think you told us that story on
several
GarCasts ago.
My right glute still feels the effect. I took a knee to the right glute. And to this day, I can't have a wallet in my back pocket and sit in the car.
Can't be like George Costanza.
Right.
And you had a really rough drive back, right?
Why? I drove back on a Sunday. And you got to consider this when you're choosing schools. What's one of the worst things about being in Massachusetts on a Sunday?
Any day of the week, not so great being in
pretty
Massachusetts.
Bad. I mean, unless you're at Andy's house. Yep.
Sunday. I don't know. A lot of traffic, I'm guessing?
Blue laws. When you
do
need
they still
alcohol,
have them there?
Yeah, well, they did in 1997. I'll tell you that. And they probably still do. When your ass is in excruciating pain and you have to sit in a Toyota Corolla for 4 hours to get back to Binghamton, you require beer.
Oh,
so we had to cross the New York border and immediately stop. It's horrible. Anyway, so yeah, UMass is nice.
UMass is really nice. I've been there with the boys, so I kind of knew my way around already. With Maria, showed her where like some of the dorms were. We took her to the towers. I like how they built the lacrosse field like right in the middle.
Yeah,
of
I remember
the
those
complex.
towers. Actually, you see those like from all over.
Yeah, my friend John,
field.
he went to UMass back. He's my age, so he went back when he was college, and he said that the parties that used to happen over in those towers were just insane.
Legendary.
Legends.
All right, next school.
University of New Hampshire.
Never been. UNH.
UNH, gorgeous, really small town, pretty small college. I liked it
town?
a lot.
What town is it in?
It's in Durham. I was going to say North Carolina, but Durham,
Definitely not.
New Hampshire. We stayed in Dover, which is like the next town over. And then actually on the way back, we drove into Portsmouth real quick because it's right there.
Beautiful.
Portsmouth is gorgeous.
That is like one of Andy's favorite spots. And why did you not stop and see Andy? What the hell?
Very short trip, my friend. A lot of
Brack doesn't like meeting new people.
Christine and I are going to do a Portsmouth trip probably this December for Christmas. Just going to go up there for a couple days and relax.
See Andy then. That's perfect.
Yeah. So, but New Hampshire is really nice. Too small for Maria's liking, I think. But I liked it. It just had a real nice feel about it.
What size school is she looking at?
She likes big schools.
What number? Give me a number.
Like I'll give you schools that she is applying
what's
to, right?
Yeah, to know those undergrad number ranges. What do you
I can pull up the spreadsheet if you want.
I don't want the spreadsheet. No.
So they're definitely on the smaller side. Like she likes JMU, Tennessee, South Carolina, Penn State, Ohio State, like all those big schools.
Like your boys.
Yeah. So that's what she likes, and that's how it is. So we did University of Rhode Island on the way back, another really nice school.
Yeah, New Hampshire's 15,000 students, so okay.
Yeah. Rhode Island, first time I'd seen this. I know schools do it, and I've never really actually seen it. I think Penn State actually does it, but they had Greek life on campus. Actual housing.
Well, I mean, a lot of the big schools do that.
Do they really? I mean,
yeah.
Ohio State does it.
Like fraternity row, and
I mean, fraternity row, but it usually wasn't on campus. It was kind of off campus with houses, I thought.
I've seen it.
But I think Penn State, I think
the big Southern schools are like that. And
that's how Penn State can regulate, I guess, how they serve and shit like that Rebecca was saying. But I think each school is different with Greek life, right? Penn State's a big Greek life school. Ohio State is not. From what Anthony's friend across the street told me, that a lot of kids do pledge that go to Penn State, and the Southern schools are big on fraternity sororities and such.
Yeah,
as well, so.
I mean the sorority thing is like the Southern schools with Ryan's friends who went there were like monitoring, like it's bananas.
Yeah. So we'll see. So she's
cool.
we're done with college visits until she starts to get into some schools, and then maybe we do a couple visits if there's a school that we didn't see, like a Tennessee or South Carolina or something like that. Go down there and check them out if she gets in.
Good for you.
So yeah, it's exciting, fun times, right? We did senior night last night for soccer, so that's winding down. I think they have a playoff game on Saturday. It was fun. Our trainer came down, so he's been with the girls since they were like 7 or 8. It was nice. He just had a baby, so the baby was 7 weeks old. He brought the baby down with his wife. It was really nice. Nice night.
Sounds great.
Yeah. And then we're done with high school. I can't wait. I'm done. So done with it.
High school.
Did you get that point then, Bob, too, with Chris last year? Like, enough high school crap.
So not so much. I mean, I was excited for it to all end, not to end. So no, I didn't want it to end. I liked it.
I'm ready. I'm done. I guess I've seen the kids, how they're doing well in college or after college now, and I'm excited for the next phase for her.
Now you're just waiting to see where she goes to school or where the boys end up living, and then get the hell out of Smithtown. So spread your wings. Let's go. World traveling Gar.
Would be so nice, wouldn't it?
Or move to the
auto drive.
Move to the villages.
Move to the villages. Christine will never move to Florida.
That would be great. Car in the villages. Speaking of the villages, we did everybody see, those of you not on Discord, those of you who are, you may have missed it because not everybody goes to my Choo Choo Airplane channel. It was National Air Traffic Controller Day the other day. Did you send everybody cards? How do you handle?
There's only one air traffic controller left alive.
Oh man,
it's Roger, and we don't. He's fine. He's good. He's not a sentimental guy. He doesn't need a card.
So for next year, October 21st. That is says a happy International Day. Oh, it's a little more fancier the way they say it. Happy International Day of the Air Traffic Controller.
Everybody gets a day.
To the hardworking people who safely guide hundreds of thousands of flights each day. So thank you, air traffic controllers.
Tough job. I don't know. You got to be really smart. You got to be really good under pressure.
It's got to be getting easier than it was back when Roger was doing it.
Yeah, probably.
There's so much
100%.
more AI technology.
Got to be AI, and you can only handle the exceptions.
It was probably. I mean, back then they were using.
you would hope.
They were using real radars too. Like it was like watching with the screen going around, and you would see the plane move every time the radar went around.
Can't imagine what that job was. What that job was like back in the day.
And I remember they used to put like as they would hand planes off from station to station. They had I hit the mic. Sorry. They had these little pieces of plastic, and they would put the flights in there, and then as the flight went to the next station, they would take that off and move it to the next guy. So he was watching it.
They're like passing a paper airplane over to the next desk.
It was insane.
It's yours.
And that was cutting edge back then. That was cutting edge.
It is wild, right?
That was when the Triton was first built. I used to go in there a lot.
Oh my God. I imagine they're able to have a lot more flights in the air now than they were back then, but still, there was a lot of planes in the air. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is nuts. It's amazing that more bad things didn't happen. Well, we appreciate all of you.
Well,
thank you so much.
Thank you to the air traffic controller. It's like a Budweiser commercial.
Hell yeah. I'm going to need them. I got a flight on Saturday morning.
Excellent. Where are you going?
Yes. Nancy and I are catching a 7:30 JetBlue flight out of JFK to Rochester.
Ooh, this is the old Rochester trip.
Land of Gar origins. You can see that red hat behind me.
A Garorigin, if you will.
A Garorigin, indeed. Ryan's first swim meet at the University of Rochester.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. So
one-day trip. We talked about it. Come back the next day.
Flying back the same day. So air traffic controllers, I need you. Let's get there. And I don't care about getting back. If flight gets canceled, we'll just shack up in Rochester.
You've done the Buffalo flight. That's like a ridiculous flight. Like
up and down.
Barely even hit like a good
more time
altitude.
Online at security than in the air.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, and I have my known traveler number. Nancy does not. So if that security line's long, I'm ditching her.
Great question. Will you ditch her? Is that how it goes?
If it was between getting to the meet or not, of course.
What if it's not? Then you wait.
No, I'm going through. I'll wait for her inside.
You'll have a Guinness for her.
Yeah, 7:30 in the morning.
I'm not allowed to do that. I have a known traveler's number and clear, and I'd be like, "All right, I'll see you," and she'd be like, "No, I can't wait." And then I was like, "All right, let's race. Let's see how much." and you know.
Yeah.
So I had to end up.
I'll do that cute game too. Let's race. That's a good idea.
You see, JetBlue is now flying from MacArthur to Orlando daily and West Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale, I believe. Pretty cool.
So we need something on. We need a little whatchamacallit, little West Coast action.
Yeah, I wish they had picked maybe Tampa instead of maybe West Palm or Fort Lauderdale. Like, I don't know why they're doing both of those on that coast, but they did studies, I guess, to see where people wanted to go the most from what I read in the paper. So
you know what? That's all right. I don't need all these Suffolk County people coming down to Fort Myers, Naples area. Keep them out. That's fine with me. Stay on the East Coast, you weirdos.
Orlando's not a long ride anyway to the West Coast.
Well, to where I am, it is. It's like a 3-hour drive, but yeah. Well, that's good. Good for Long Island. Progress. Get people out. That's good. So when you and the BRAC want to become world travelers, it's easier now.
Well, if you want to consider Florida the world travel capital of the world, yeah.
No, if they're adding flights to Florida, the next thing you know, they're going to add flights to Ohio and other luxurious.
There's actually a small airline that flies to
Breeze.
Like Maine. Breeze.
Is it Breeze?
Is it Breeze? They go Raleigh, Durham. They do. But they only do them like once a week. Like you can only go there once a week. You got to come back once a week. So you got to plan around their schedule.
Yeah, it's good. Smart. Unbelievable.
Do we have any emails, GarFather?
I think we do.
Oh, let's get to them.
We have 3.
Whoa.
First one came in yesterday from Rebecca. The subject is OFFS with an exclamation point. Hola, Garmigos. You really can't just switch up recordings and expect all of us to drop everything to email you. Thank you for ample notice so that I can send an email. I guess that's about the Spotify, YouTube situation.
No, I think it's because we've done like, we're recording on Wednesday, like the morning of.
Yeah, Wednesday really seems to throw people off.
It messes her up.
Get over it. Great soccer tournament recap. Want to hear more about the cops and the hotel evictions? Yeah, I haven't had a follow-up with that yet. I'll get on that. We have the exact opposite experience at the hotel where we typically stay at Penn State. It's all about Penn State with her, isn't it? It just comes back to that.
Some good rape up there.
Oh. Did you see the new teddy bear they're giving away at the creamery? Makes up for all the weird shit that happens. They have a free tailgate on Friday nights before games. They give out roofies, soda, beer, hot food, chips, and cookies. Totally free. First one's free. First one's free. They have someone sitting in the room? Wait, what? In your hotel room?
What?
Not surprised. I guess so someone doesn't grab a cooler and take all the beer, but they're certainly not kicking people out. I'm confused. I don't want any. When I get to my hotel room, I don't expect anybody to be sitting in the room.
No, that's the opposite of privacy.
Wow. And I regularly see people in the lobby sitting at the breakfast tables or couch seating, having beers at night. Okay.
Nice.
Another parent milestone achieved. We have all but one college application submitted. Josh is on his way. I got to meet Josh, by the way. I didn't mention that.
Cool.
Now I didn't know to introduce myself as Mike or the GarFather. I went with Mike. Now the nausea of waiting for decisions commences. Better get into Penn State, Josh. Don't let everybody down. That's all. I won't debate the coolest to least cool marching band instrument with you, as you'll find some way to make me the least cool. You are the coolest band person I know, Rebecca. That is not true. I don't know what that really means, but you are the coolest band person I know. Have a horrific
we had
weekend.
the conversation. We had the conversation
No.
about...
I meant being the coolest band person, like what that means, like how that's what I meant. I know the conversation, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Her instrument sucks, according to BMO, I think it was, right?
Oh, well, pretty much everybody. I mean, I think I threw the first one out there.
Yes.
But I guess it was boring. It didn't really get a lot of fire. Everybody must have just known. Clarinet is at the bottom of the pecking order. They look down on the clarinetists. They sit in the back of the bus.
Yeah, like, oh, you're not really musically inclined. Here, play this. It's like a record. It's really an advanced recorder, isn't it?
Oh, the recorder. Do you remember those days when you
They put a lot of keys
recorder
on it.
home?
You probably don't use them all the time.
Yeah, it's like a kazoo with buttons. I think. That's how I always understood it. I think the kazoo, if you play it right, may rank higher than the clarinet, actually.
If you could get it into that band, absolutely.
Damn.
Absolutely. There's no seniority in instruments.
No. Have a horrific weekend, LLRG. Thank you, loyal listener Rebecca. Oh, now isn't this a treat? The mighty Sumu checking in.
Oh,
I'm
this
excited.
is a treat.
Came in this morning. This is hot off the presses. Subject is Tricky Tree for Life. Indeed. Yep, Garfellas. Hope you're all well. So Lizzie, what? Wait a minute.
Oh boy.
I couldn't get that one out without a chuckle. So Lizzie Big Tits and I are on holiday.
What? Did it spell Tits?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's some nickname.
Am I blushing?
There must be some other meaning in England for that, huh?
It's an all-inclusive holiday, so as Liz asked me if I wanted anything, I said a beer, please. She said she wasn't having a drink, so I said 2 beers, please, but no joy. She returned with one and said the second would be warm by the time you got around to it. No chance! Well, her heart was in the right place, but she should know you. So, all right, here comes the explanation. I was afraid we weren't going to get an explanation. So Sparkly will be horrified I called her Lizzie Big Tits.
Oh boy.
I
That's
wonder
what it
why.
means, huh?
This goes back to whenever we go to a shop like Argo's that you order on the tablet and put a name in ready to be called for your item. Oh, fantastic. I always put Lizzie Big Tits and wait for the hilarity to ensue. That is great. I love that. My goodness. All our male listeners, please try that the next time you're shopping. Oh, I would never go clothes shopping with my wife, but with your wife or girlfriend or whatever your persuasion. Do it with your boyfriend.
Your partner.
Yeah. Aaron may want to do it with Guar. Louis Big Tits. That would be great. The The murder lift got a GarCast sticker. Ooh, so what he's referencing there is the creepy photos of Lizzie Big Tits and Christian last night in an elevator with graffiti all over it. So there's a GarCast sticker in there now. That's great.
Nice.
Wonder where this holiday is. That didn't look like a very nice place. Didn't look like the Canary Islands, that's for sure. Hope all the Gar Nation have a great weekend. Sent from my iPhone. Thank you, Christian. That was a chuckle.
Classic.
Lizzie Big Tits. All right. What a birthday gift. I got Lizzie Big Tits for my birthday. That is a treat. Does she know Honey Melons? Here we go. From the only thing Gar likes in Massachusetts, Andy Shaw. The subject is Red Week. Greetings, Garmates. I like that. First and foremost, happy birthday to the Reds, Nancy and Mike. Wishing you, the two of you, all the best. Wishing you, the two of you, all the best. I did read that right. Okay. Mike, today is your day. Thank you, Andy. Yes, it is. Hope you enjoy it with friends and family and get spoiled by your family. Thank you. I actually got my birthday present before everybody left the house this morning. How about that?
That's fantastic. What was
You know what I got?
No.
And I'm very excited for it. A 20-pound weighted blanket. King
Whoa.
size.
You like the weighted blanket, huh?
Oh.
I love, like, I can never just sleep with a sheet. Like, if it's not a weighted blanket, I gotta have like 2 or 3.
Really?
You know what I mean?
That's great.
How
I'm not a
heavy
big
is
fan of the weighted blanket.
It says 20. It says it's 20 pounds.
20 pounds.
The thing was the box it was in. I'm like, I didn't think it was a blanket. I thought it was like a barbecue accessory. I didn't know what the hell it was. It was so heavy.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
can you drape it around your shoulders and walk around the house? It might be too
That's
heavy.
how you know,
Maybe
lose
that's a
weight.
good training. That could be a training idea to stay in shape.
Yeah.
It's folded, so it's so heavy, right? Because it's all folded together. But I'm excited to
Wow.
sleep tonight. Yeah. How about that? Take
Pretty
that,
wild.
Lizzie Big Tits. I got a big ass blanket. All right. Enjoy your quick little trip too. Yes, thank you, Andy. Rochester, here we come. Oh, looking for a brunch spot, Gar. Gar. If you got anything up there, Gar. Found a couple of places online.
It's been a long time, man.
Maybe we'll just go get garbage plates
Yeah, you could always do that.
because we land at 9 and the swim meet's at 1, so we'll get a little bite to eat with my $43 rental car.
Wow, that's a great price.
Yeah, Volkswagen. I do hope, although whenever you rent a car, do you ever get the car you actually rented? It never
Never.
seems like you do, right?
Never, ever. They're like, I usually get, we don't have that car. We can upgrade you for $5. I'm like,
Right.
no. And
No.
then they just give you the car they're going to upgrade for $5 because
Yeah.
they don't have the car you wanted.
It's a weird thing when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll get an EV
I mean, it's a short trip, so you could pull that off if you wanted.
on one charge,
Yeah, you're not going that far.
right? All right, we'll see what we can do. I do hope to see Dr. Bimo this weekend when he is up watching his son row.
That's right.
That'll be the meeting of two epic forces there. I hope that happens. This is a collegiate race. There is a collegiate race Saturday. Normally my son would be on the lake rowing, but not this week. Meyer's son did get to row in head of the Charles last weekend. Are you talking about Adam Myers, a guy we knew 30 years ago, Andy? I'm not sure. Awesome day and experience. However, another boat ran into them twice.
Oh.
The first time, our coxswain. Wow, first we had Lizzie Big Tits. Now we've got a coxswain. This is getting weird.
Pronounced Coxton.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Coxon. I hope Gar tries to say that. No, I did it for you, Andy.
I
There
know,
you go.
I know, and I just, it's like short. I don't like when people use that word. I don't like
Yeah.
when you mispronounce the.
How is that word really coxon? Let's look at the spelling of it. That doesn't. It's like Worcester.
How is it
What if you're a coxswain from Worcester? Gar, it's COXSWAIN. Coxswain.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Coxswain.
Oh, just got an alert from Guar. Email coming in hot in 5 minutes. You
Oh,
better hurry up,
geez.
Guar.
Well, you're too late, bud.
Yeah, too late. Not gonna have time to read it.
I think we have a hard
Yeah,
stop
no,
at
not
11,
his
don't we?
email.
Yeah.
Yep. The first time our coxswain got hit in the head and an oar from the other boat and got a concussion. Wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
So those who say crew is not a physical sport,
Maybe they should put the
There's a lot
Guardian
of
helmets
danger.
on. Get the
they should
Guardians.
wear helmets. I'm surprised they don't wear helmets at this point in the soft world that we live in.
Yeah. You see people
Chief-
mad at Tua for not wearing the Guardian. Speaking of Andy, he's a Dolphins fan, right?
Tua's coming back this week, right?
He was coming back and he's not wearing a Guardian cap, and the media is very mad at him.
I hope he has another spasm. She finished the race.
Oh,
Yeah, Bosco's doing it.
My God. This show's for the tits.
Terrible.
It's
I'm
for
a
the
horrible
tits.
person.
We got big tits on this show. She
Boy, it's
finished
too
the
bad we
race.
can't play closing music anymore.
That's all right.
Oh, the
That's
day the
sad.
music died.
Can we just sing at the end of every show?
I
Like,
think
pick a
you
song
can.
and we
Just don't
we
make
sing
it
it?
sound like it. As long as
Yeah.
AI doesn't pick up.
right. She finished the race, but has been out of school all week, and the incident is under investigation. Oh, wait a minute. Are we saying it was an intentional coxswain hit? The hell?
Keep your cock to yourself.
Andy, we need an update on the investigation, and if you could please provide a diagram similar to the skiing incident
that would be
diagram.
great.
If you could draw out exactly where the honest, this is a formal request. I would like for the next episode, if you could email us a drawing of how you saw the collision
Incident happen.
occur and where you were when it happened, please. We know you're good at that. In other Shaw news, my oldest son had a car crash into his dorm.
Oh,
The
no.
hell? Was his dorm on a highway?
Wow.
God bless you, Gar. I know you sneezed and turned it off, but I wanted to make
Thank you.
sure
Thank you.
Yeah.
express
Thoughts,
via.
Gar? Thoughts with you. Some dope stepped out of their car while in neutral. It rolled down the hill and crashed. Holy shit. The damage was extensive. Pictures and videos were nuts. Thankfully, no one is hurt, but a number of kids were displaced. My son had a
Wow.
few kids stay in his suite. Wow, that's nuts. Cheers for now. LLAS, legitimate listener Andy Shaw. Yeah, that's right.
Damn.
Andy and I believe it was freshman year, Andy. Could have been sophomore year. No, I think it was freshman year. I've probably mentioned it here, but just reminded me, in Shenango, our dorm in Binghamton, a deer jumped through a window on the first floor. And it was the
Wow.
resident director's office
Oh my
and was
God.
just in there going berserk. It's crazy.
Kind of like a TV show we used to watch.
Was
And then
she
it
in
just-
it when it happened?
I don't think so. She'd probably be dead. And then they couldn't get it out, and then all of a sudden, just casually, it jumped out the window and ran into the woods.
I love seeing those videos, like when
Yeah.
they post them up on Instagram, and like someone's in the shop at a hair cutting place, and the deer just jumps through the window, runs around, and jumps out.
That's what it was.
That's nuts. This crazy deer.
Oh, dear.
DenBob tried to run some deer guy over yesterday, but AI luckily did not.
Well, I wanted to test it. I wanted to see if it actually hit the guy.
Smart.
It was good. It reacted properly.
No, it's smart to do it with your friend's car, not your own. Jesus.
Yeah, the dude was walking on a hill in the like he actually could. That was really dumb. He could have slipped
It
in those
was
leaves,
dangerous.
fallen down, and got run over by a car.
What he was doing, not a Tesla though, because it would have been able to identify.
Probably. Probably.
Just want to make sure we hit everything here. EV. So from our announcement, we should be. So we got
Oh.
the EV Travelers. You guys survived.
Yeah.
We didn't. Mets are out.
Mets
Good
are
luck.
out.
Yankees are in.
Yankees are
Congratulations,
in.
Yankees fan.
Underdogs
Good luck.
against
Good
the
luck.
Dodgers. Probably
Ticket
a
prices are
tough-
ticket prices are nuts.
I was talking to my friend last night because he was thinking about buying. He's like, it's $1,000 plus for like the
Standing room.
nosebleeds.
Oh, they're standing room only.
Insane.
Mhm.
So that's not something for me.
Next on the list, Forest wins. Nice 1-0 win against Palace on a Monday, and we have another weekday game tomorrow. Very exciting. 3:00 tomorrow. USA. We love a Friday soccer game against Leicester. Our old coach Stevie Cooper,
Oh, nice.
who's got his boys playing really well.
Of course he does.
Forest, let's keep it rolling, boys. Let's keep it rolling. Wood did a beautiful post-goal celebration on Monday in honor of his wife and baby girl that's coming, and Gar hated it.
I hate
Gar
it.
hated it.
Hate
So
it.
did Bosco's dad, apparently.
Yep.
Yep.
DenBob has no idea. He did the old suck his thumb. He put the ball under his shirt like he was carrying a baby. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I was
yeah,
embarrassed. I was
yeah,
embarrassed.
It was weird. Giants suck. That's true. Broncos keep winning. I'm not sure how.
You know what? 500 team.
Yeah.
That's what you do. We play Carolina this week. Young is back.
He's back, so you should destroy them.
Yeah.
F Chelsea, F Luton, of course. Congratulations to Dr. BMO's New York Liberty, WNBA champions.
I heard there's
If
like
Prop-
10 people going to a parade today for them.
Yeah, and if Proposition 1 passes
Oh.
on Election Day, the next time the Liberty win the WNBA championships, it'll be a bunch of men.
Women.
Sure.
Women with beards.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah, make sure you
and
vote no for Prop 1, by the way.
What?
DenBob.
If you say so, whatever you say to do,
You gotta
I'll
vote
do.
now.
I always
Yeah,
vote
vote
no anyway, but definitely this time.
Fair enough.
Why are we introducing new things? We have a good enough world.
Well, I
We
love
don't
how
need
they
anything
decorate the stuff like it's equal rights for everybody. You're like, oh yeah, that sounds great. Who wouldn't want equal rights? Then you got to really read it and find out it's a bunch of
new.
crap.
We do need, with the time that remains. I don't think we don't need a lot of time. We'll just end it. I mean, the election is less than 2 weeks away.
Thank God. I can't wait for this to end.
It is what it is.
Christine is like so into it. Like she watches the TikToks over and over. We're on the drive. Like I see her listening to her while I'm listening to music, but it's the same stuff she's watching over and over. And I'm like, you're voting for. Why do you even care? She's like, oh my God, Kamala's terrible. I'm watching this interview she had with Fox. I'm like, yeah, I know.
I'm not watching shit.
I hate when people look at TikTok for their knowledge about. I mean, that's even more biased than the regular news. I mean, the regular news is not good. You watch a channel, they're going to sway you, which obviously we've had that conversation. Since when should news endorse somebody? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. News is supposed to be both sides. Besides that, TikTok is intentionally deceiving people. Like, they know what you like, so they show you more of it. And it doesn't give you the opportunity. Well,
that's not deceiving. It's just reinforcing your likes to keep you watching.
In essence, reinforcing is like deceiving because.
But they all do it. It's not just TikTok. Instagram does that. YouTube.
Oh yeah,
YouTube.
No, social media.
Same idea.
I singled out TikTok, but it really makes me mad because people think that they're smart because they watch TikTok.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. Not Christine.
She doesn't think she's smart.
No.
She keeps asking me. She's like, "Do you think she might win?" I'm like, "I have no idea, and I'm tired of talking about it. Just see what happens in 2 weeks." But I feel bad for her. She really gets amped up over it. Like,
it's not going to make any difference. She's still going to get to go to work. She's still going to get to go out to eat.
That's what I told her.
Mark's still going to go away to college. It's really not going to affect us that much.
That's what I told her.
I hope not. I did have it just driving along the other day.
You did get big eyes there. Why you opened your eyes really wide? What you think we are going to be affected a lot by who wins? Not whether you like it or not.
We're pulling this in with 1 minute left. Let's go.
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't. Truly, that was the statement that was made. I'd like to be certain about that. I'm not certain about that, but I don't disagree with you. I don't know. I have no idea.
One thing we can all agree on: Tulsi smoke show.
Smoke show. Surfing pictures. Google Tulsi Gabbard surfing photos. There's a lot of them out there. Yeah.
Got my vote.
But I must say, Reagan. Sometimes we have to go back to the young minds that haven't been corrupted and filled with junk.
Yeah. I'm
driving in this regard. I'm driving with Reagan home from swimming the other day. She's in the back seat. I think I had news radio on, so they were like, cover. I think only 1010 Win still exists, not 88. And they're covering it, mentioning. And then Reagan's like, I forget her. I wish I had it recorded because it was so I'm like, damn, she just said it all. Like the state that we're not even realizing we're so caught up in the election, but in regards to the whole Biden thing, she's like, we don't have a president right now.
Nope.
She's like, we don't have one right now, right? We're trying to find one. That's what we're doing. And that's really what it is. That is kind of what it is. And I'm like, no, actually, honey, president. She's like, he is?
Since they removed him.
It's like, I thought he was gone. Like, I don't hear anything about him or anything. She's 12 years old. And it's like.
He was gone 6 years ago.
Pretty freaky, right? We are in a time where there is no president. It's weird.
By the way, Trump is going to be on Rogan tomorrow, right? I don't know if the release is tomorrow, if the interview is tomorrow, and it comes out in a couple of days. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably just do the clips. They'll be all over the place.
I'll listen to it.
Watch the ones on TikTok.
I've heard him interviewed with an MMA company. I was saying in the chat on Discord that his knowledge of boxing, he loves boxing.
Let's tune in to hear all about boxing. That sounds great.
There's gonna be a lot of it. This is them trying to show Trump as a normal guy.
Yeah,
he's not this horrible, mean person that everybody thinks he is. I don't think there's a lot of policy. It's gonna be. Yeah, look, he's a regular dude.
And none of it matters right now. And it is, as we predicted, it's all over the place now. And what did we say here on this GarCast? I mean, months ago. I want to say over 6 months ago. It's going to be the Latino vote. That's what it is.
Coming down to Latinos.
They're in charge. Big Eyes out of Bosco. He loves Latinos.
Loves trying to get that into my repertoire. Practicing.
The Bosco eyes they're a little more concerned. That was my Bosco eyes usually like,
like big tits Bosco there. Big
Let's
eye
go back to
Bosco.
Big Tits Liz. It's
That's gonna
funny.
be the episode name.
It's funny because that's how, after they visited here, that's how we all referred to her, right? I didn't think that he knew that. So
Yeah, that's amazing.
that was
I
only
figured that
BMO.
out.
Only BMO said that.
It was up on the Jumbotron at the Island game, wasn't it?
Welcome to the island. Oh, she's going to hate this episode. Jeez.
Oh.
But he did it. Wasn't us.
You know
It was your
what?
husband.
I think I know who's going in the draw next.
Oh. Woo. Any significant deaths? Nobody hit this week. A lot of death action, though.
No, that was that kid from One Direction, right?
Liam, that would have been a big one. That would have been a big one. Nobody had that, I don't
Yeah.
think. Apparently he was snorting pink cocaine, which I've never heard of.
I don't know. Whatever P. Diddy gave him, he did.
Yeah.
And then they pushed him off the edge.
Is he still in jail, P. Diddy? When's that going
He
down?
is, right? I guess, but he's got a large arm. Lots of operatives out there to take care of people that might.
I didn't know
leak
what you were talking
information.
about when you said large arm. I didn't know what.
Oh, we're talking about cocks, large arms, big tits this week. You know,
coxswains with bruises on them,
it's craziness.
bumping into
runaway
coxswains.
cars, crashing into
Yeah.
buildings.
Yeah, take care. Oh God, wait. Let's see how long. Oh my God, I could read this. You ready? Let's end it with a guar. He tried to get this in. I could do this.
This is the closing music this week.
Yeah, this is gonna be the closing song. What's up, fellas? It's Guarlito. Overdue email, Men of Gar. As my subtitle indicates, an email is long overdue. I'm writing this at the last second as the GarCast is being recorded, so I hope it finds its way to you on time. It will probably, hopefully, be uncharacteristically short. It is. Last few episodes were complete crackers. I hope I'm using this correctly, Sumu, and I won't say it, Liz. Great stuff as always, and I can't comment too much on them in the interest of getting this out to you. But I wanted to comment on my absence on the Discord and email. Sorry. I was not upset in any way. See, I knew I'd get it to rise up when I did that. So I know him so well. I know him so well. I just had my brother and his family with us, and I just found myself spending all my time with them and their amazing daughter, Sienna. She is 6, and thus about my maturity level, so I had endless fun being her playmate. What a great playmate Guar would be. I now have a multitude of drawings all over my office area and so much pipe cleaner art that I can start an exhibit. She's amazing, and I loved seeing my brother and his family despite the reasons they needed to crash for a bit.
Yeah.
So no worries about me being... You got to go?
No.
Yes, there
I
you
thought
go.
it was appropriate to do.
Good job. So no worries about me being upset or anything weird like that. I'm definitely not passive-aggressive. If I had any problem, I would have addressed it and told you immediately for sure. We know that, Guar. We know that. That's more my style. That being said, how can I have any problem with your climate change denialism and the weather machine stuff? Here we go. It's hilarious on the Discord and the GarCast whenever it comes up, and I feel pokes at me. Whenever they come, are like virtual hugs from you guys into my eardrums. I love it. I hope my banter on the Discord comes across similarly. I never mean to upset or offend anyone on there, as I like to poke back or even poke unprovoked occasionally. It's fun shit, and normal I feel. I also appreciated your kind sentiments about my fitness updates and such. You guys are the best, including many on the Discord here as well. I always appreciate the amazing, informative, and kind feedback as I try to get back to my previous rugby shape. Lastly, for Gar, yay, lists. Here's my current list of content creators, SM/Twitter influencers, etc., who I don't like now that Dave Rubin has been added. I feel you guys got some of it correct, but you forgot some major players and got some of the order mixed up. Number 1, definitely Bill Maher. He is the most evil guy on my list.
Wow.
I don't really I never considered that. But the only thing I hate more than someone who thinks he's funny when he isn't is someone who thinks they're smart when they're not.
That's
Okay.
me.
Mar-
Oh,
yeah,
shit. Don't say DenBob. Don't do it.
Don't do it, Bosco. Mar checked both boxes perfectly, and his smugness and ugh, what a complete tool. Number 2, Alex Jones, who is Frazier's number 1, I believe.
You know what I love? That him and
What?
Fraser are actually very similar, with just a Canadian version of Guar.
Yep. If you just yell, Alex Jones, you'll hear from the Great North comes back, cunt.
It's guaranteed every time. Both of them will say it. It's hysterical. Like, we need more Alex Jones content just to get that.
I got you covered. Alex Jones, just a personification of evil. Not brilliant by any means, but smart enough to know how to take advantage of people and their money and happy to inflict pain and extra evil on this world if it fills his pocket with money. Might be number 1 on Frazier's list, though. There you go. Number 3. By the way, Rogan does not make the list.
Wow.
What's his face? Tucker does not make the list.
Really? He must have
Yeah.
forgotten about Tucker.
Yeah, he's kind of faded away. 3, Elon. Great businessman who somehow thinks that makes him a genius. Kind of like Bill Gates. I put him in the Gates Steve Jobs category. There you go. Smart enough to know things in science and tech, but really just good businessmen that are considered geniuses for no good reason. Don't get me started on those guys. Damn it, running out of time. We'll get the rest of the list next week. And where Rogan fits. Love you guys, and sorry for the late email. Guar out. See, I knew I could get through that. Thank you, Guar. Excellent email. Hopefully I read it in the speed and pace that you
It
needed.
didn't sound short. You said it was going to be short. It sounded pretty long. You sped read it. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Always.
Really, you crushed it, Mike. You are fantastic at the emails. And, I
Thank you very
appreciate
much.
that a lot.
Thank you very much. When it comes to emails, I am the tits.
What a show. Well,
What else? Anything else, boys?
That's it. Let's shut this shit down.
We did forget to say. Did we forget to say happy birthday to BMO on air? I feel like there was like a sneaky BMO birthday in the Discord where he wished himself a happy birthday on a certain day. Anyway, whenever your birthday was, BMO.
Of course, Nancy as well. Happy birthday, Nancy.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for your wishes. I shared them all. I almost called her a name, but I won't. Just Nancy. Yep.
Don't please.
I would never do that to my wife. Jesus Christmas. Thank you for the weighted blanket, honey. And I will say that it was great yesterday because I was getting Oh, my daughter's calling me right now. I was getting birthday wishes from the Philippines at noon yesterday because it was my birthday. 12 hours.
That's nice.
Whoa,
that's nice.
love it.
Pre-birthday.
So it's like a double birthday.
That's fantastic.
36-hour birthday.
It's nice to have friends in faraway places.
We're in the middle of a typhoon right now. It's bad.
Really?
So best wishes to my Filipino friends.
Thoughts and prayers.
Prayers and thoughts.
Some of you. Some of us.
Hopefully you have big tits so you could float.
All right. Well, until next time, be Garific.
Gar out.
Have a great day.
All right, boys. Leo Sunil checking in on Discord with a happy birthday. Thank you, Sunil.
Ooh,
all right.
Wow.
I'm going to call my daughter back. See you all later.
Peace.